Here's another look at Sony's super thin MZ-E10. This is the world's thinnest, smallest portable MD player, but it was super fragile. I have 3, and only 1 works. Last time, I wasn't comfortable going through the side door only, but this time, we'll use the side door access for the battery. I will say it's easier to do what you want with the lid off, so let's take that off at least. Just 2 screws. After this round, I'll go one more time to show you how to access the battery door from the side only without taking the lid off. Three things to look out for: 2 small hooks that hold onto the MD tray, and 1 arm that slides in a keyhole-shaped opening. Here's the first small hook we unlatched. On this side, the other MD tray hook is out, and now we need to manage the arm. You can see the larger part of the slot where the arm needs to slide out. A very gentle squeeze to get the MD tray out. Okay, so here we are inside this MZ-E10 again. Now we have some room to work. Let's get to that side door, just 1 screw. This screw holds a metal bar that locks the side door. Once it's out, we'll need to remove it. There are 3 layers here: the outer case, and the inner metal structure, and the middle bar that's going to be removed. We'll remove from near the screw that we removed. Once we remove it, the door pops out. The door hooks in on its left side, and we can safely pull it out now. Put that aside and carefully grab the tiny battery switch for keeping the battery on or off. Now we can remove the metal bar. We can see the battery there in blue. And the small ribbon cable connects to the side power board we'll be removing. Before, I guess I was being too careful, and a kind Discord user showed that it's possible to use the side door only if you're okay with pulling a cable from its harness. This is the flex cable I showed earlier. We can try to unlatch it, or just pull it out gently. This connector requires the latch to be pulled out parallel to the board, so it's a bit tough from this angle. I decided to just work it outwards. I don't normally love doing this, but I've tested this a few times. Okay, now the main power board flex cable is unhooked. If you can't pull it downwards from here, go inside and push this side of the power board down. Once it's out, push gently and get the entire rectangle out. There, this part of the power board is still latched onto the battery. Let's flip the latch and undo the flex cable. Power board is free. Now let's remove this black plastic plate. Like the power board, push it down and out from the side near the screw. Now we can slide the old battery out. We've seen this previously, and again, it's the same battery as in the MZ-E10. That means these MZ-E10 replacements will fit. Just line them up properly. Let's take a look at these batteries side by side. On the MZ-E10, the small cable will fold the other way, but in the MZ-E10, we'll go this way. Let's test fit it. It fits well, so there should be no problem connecting the power board to the battery. But what about that other flex cable? Here, I'm using my pinky to push it out a bit more. We'll need some more room to work. There we go. Now we'll prep the power board and connect it to the non-battery flex cable. We need to slide it in and latch it. First, let's slide open the connector. Once I slide it in, I'm going to use the side of the player to actually close the latch. Basically, I'm using the edge of the case to push the latches closed since I don't have any free hands. Once that's done, we'll need to get the battery into the connector. Just line it up and push the latch down. I went off camera for a second, but I just flicked it closed with my thumbnail. There, now both flex cables are connected to the power board. We'll need to get that black plastic plate in place next. I'll drop it in this way, then use some tweezers to position it properly. There's a small metal plate to align this left edge, then we can settle the right edge into place. There are two small cutouts on the black plate that perfectly fit the power board connectors. Once it's firmly in place, we'll try to push the power board back in the reverse order, so left edge first. Fold upwards, then gently try to get the left edge under the casing. I was probably trying to be too gentle the first time, so just use a fingernail or similar to get it under the case edge. Once that side's tucked in, just slide along and get the other side as well. That looks pretty good and flat, just like when we opened it up. There's the little switch we need to put the slider on. It's so tiny, but it should be oriented so there's a small tip pointing downwards. Just drop it into place, and then the lid will hold it. Once it's sitting in there, get the outer lid. Left edge first, then lay it across. Test the switch before closing it up. If it's good, let's get the metal bar that locks it in place. Hook it in, left side first. Once it's in, the screw hole should be aligned. One screw. You can see there's plenty of room compared to the original battery. Let's get the MD tray back in. Gently squeeze. This is more fragile than others. Look for the two small posts, line it up, and squeeze gently. Once it's in properly, let's look out for the two hooks that need to latch onto the side of the lid. Let's get this arm into the keyhole slot first. Once that's in, we'll make sure the other hooks are lined up. Here's the one on this side. Sorry this went off camera for a second, but it's a simple hook near the battery door. If this side doesn't pop right in, we can push the inner arm gently with tweezers. If it looks good, just 2 screws on the rear edge to close it up. And that's it, removing and replacing the battery via the side door. Yes, we did take the lid off. As a bonus, I'm going to try it without taking the lid off. Let's start with the side screw again. Grab the metal hook piece. Pop the door off. And the tiny slider. Since I can't get in via the MD tray area, I'm going to try and gently pry this corner down. Let me undo the cable to the power board. Once the corner is free, I'll try to gently get the rest of the power board out. There, now we can access the black plastic plate. I'm going to try from the bottom right corner. And there it is. Once that's out, we can pull the battery and board out. There you have it, 2 ways to get the battery out of the MZ-E10. Remember, these are fragile units and are definitely a gamble to find a working one. As always, thanks for watching.